to more or less. RC, I'm putting the number, or these numbers are from ESPN Bet. 22.5 touchdown passes for Rodgers this year, more or less.
I believe if he's healthy, he'll have more. Aaron Rodgers understands how to operate from the pocket. You're thinking about Calvin Austin in the slot, DK Metcalf outside, Pat Freiermuth at the tight end position. I could see him having more touchdowns than this, especially if the run game gets going and he and Arthur Smith can orchestrate that play-action pass, with Aaron Rodgers being one of the best to do it.
Graziano, 6.5 touchdown catches for DK Metcalf, more or less.
I'm going to say less. Like, I'm more skeptical, I think, than RC about this passing game. I think if they get the run game going, they'll lean on that, especially when it comes to touchdowns. Metcalf, the last 3 years, 6, 8, and 5. Like that was 6.5 is kind of a good-sized number for him, given his past production. I'm going to say less.
Bart? 8.5 wins for the Steelers, the literal 500 mark in a 17-game schedule. You go more or less.
You see right there, Allen Lazard had almost 5 touchdown passes before he got hurt. That's Allen Lazard. Let me repeat that. But I tell you what, I'm going to go over 8. I mean, come on. I mean, Mike Tomlin in his sleep going to get you 10. They got 10 just last year with 2 quarterbacks. I think this year, Aaron Rodgers, they're at least 11. They'll be flirting with 11 or 12. But they'll be right there in the mix. I don't know what's going on in this world. I feel like I'm in the metaverse.
So again, what Bart is, for those of you who weren't with us earlier, Bart, who gets paid to watch every play of the New York Jets season, and God bless you for it, because
I need a Nobel Peace Prize.
There are no words to describe how excruciating that was. I don't even get paid to do it, and I do it. So, but whatever. The point is, the numbers, and Graziano, you were right.
I know.
All of the numbers suggest that Rodgers was a well below average quarterback last year. Every number, every advanced metric, everything. And yet, watching it, I can tell you that there were at least moments when it didn't look that way. And that was a team, let's just face it, that was poorly put together and incompetently coached. If you now put, RC, what I'm presenting you with is the fact that you have a team that has some idea what it's doing. They may not be ridiculously talented, but they have some idea what they're doing, and they have an excellent coach. I believe Rodgers is going to play well. Exactly how well, I don't know, but I believe he is going to play well.
I love the film y'all pull, too. I love the film y'all pull. That's like last-second desperation trying to win the game. Early in the season, he wasn't on the red line. See, I know the context. See, all these throws, I know the context of what was going on.
That was a good one.
You guys don't.
We're seeing good ones here. These are touchdowns. Go ahead, RC, go. Bart,
everybody knows the context of the red line, because everybody knows that Aaron Rodgers went to the post-game interview and he threw his wide receiver under the bus. You don't have to watch every snap, which also, I don't work for the Jets. I watch every snap too, Bart. That is not a flex. We've all seen it. You can go to the end of the season. You can think about
every
Jacksonville.
snap. You watch
think about Miami, the way that he threw the ball against those two teams, and you feel good about it. But that's not what we saw the entire season. And so we can't sit here on TV and say that he's the Aaron Rodgers of old, or that he was even the Aaron Rodgers that left Green Bay to go to New York. You're not getting the 4-time MVP. And even as much as we can say about the New York Jets and how they were constructed, they also had Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson. You don't have that with the Pittsburgh Steelers. George Pickens is gone.
So all these things are right. The point is, there's a variety of ways of looking at this also. So let me make an analogy here, okay? Jet fans walk up to me in the street every single day, and they're Justin Fields. I'm not excited about Justin Fields. You know what my answer is? I've looked into it. Josh Allen was not available. You can only choose amongst the options that are presented to you. Of the options the Steelers had from the moment Matthew Stafford didn't come there, to me, this is overwhelmingly the best they could.
You were at the draft. You saw like almost no one get picked high at the quarterback position, right? This was not a good year to need a quarterback.
Right.
So I don't fault the Steelers for going this way. What I do want to say is I don't think this solves their problem. Their problem being they can't get to the second round of the playoffs, right? So they will not be the team that the Steelers expect to be, or that Steelers fans expect to be, until they solve their quarterback problem. And RC was talking about this in the last segment. We were talking. They haven't done that. This is a Band-Aid. This maybe gets you through this year. Maybe, by the way, he's 41. So, like, there's no guarantee he's going to play 17 games. So, yes, to your point, yes, this is the best they could do, but it's not necessarily any kind of fix.
I lived this exact same scenario in 2006.
Right.
Understand, Mason Rudolph, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields. I was coming from Kyle Bowler. When you have played with Kyle Bowler and you get a quarterback that is like Aaron Rodgers or just above, it is like a revelation as a defensive player saying that we have a guy that's not going to turn the ball over. Even in his worst year, he had 11 interceptions this year. He's going to take care of the ball. They're going to run the ball, play great defense. But he has the football acumen to get us in the right place. Just make 1 or 2 plays a game is all I need him to make. And just make sure that he don't crash the car into the Hudson.
This is the same stuff you were saying when he went to the Jets.
But the Jets didn't have that type of team.
I was told otherwise
when he went
by
to the
people
Jets,
at this desk.
When he went to the Jets, was that a 10-win team? Was that a playoff team?
I thought it was.
Was that a very well-coached team?
No, it definitely wasn't
all that was up in the air. This is a different situation.
RC, because this is good. We're going to
I've been here. So you can say whatever you want.
RC, how good are the Steelers around him? There's been a lot of debate about that. Like, to me, they were a playoff team last year with below-average quarterback play, although the numbers would suggest it was right around average quarterback play. But whatever. There's a lot of names you know.
Aaron Rodgers.
How good are the Steelers around Aaron Rodgers?
The Steelers are good enough to be a playoff team. The Steelers are good enough to be a playoff contender. The Steelers are good enough to be what the Steelers have become now. They're good enough to go 9-8. They're good enough to go 10-7. Win some games that maybe you don't expect them to win. Also lose some games you don't expect them to lose. They're good enough to be sitting at home after the wild card weekend. That's exactly what this team is. And I hate that Bart is so far on the side of Aaron Rodgers is going to win this team a Super Bowl that you have to feel negative in order to have a conversation with him. I believe that Aaron Rodgers is an upgrade in the quarterback over Mason Rudolph. I believe that.
I want no good things for the Steelers. Please believe
and you know what?
I do
It makes
understand
sense that you hate him
I can't
because
lie.
now you're trying to build the Steeler fans up into thinking he's something he's not. Into thinking that Aaron Rodgers is going to do something for the Pittsburgh Steelers that he's not. And then when he walks out of there, they still don't have a quarterback.
Let me get Bart. How good can they be? What can this team do?
I think they can be a scary team when they get to the playoffs. I think they can win a playoff game. I'm not worried with them going to have to play Houston. You think they're worried about Houston? I don't think they're worried about those type of teams. They're going to play a wild card maybe, but they can win it. Hell, come on, man. I won wild card games with Mark Sanchez, rookie quarterback. You telling me Aaron Rodgers can't go in there and beat C.J. Stroud?
When the playoffs start, you will be 42.
I don't care how.
What do you mean you don't care? Like, 42 is too. Like, it's not. He's not going to be what you expect him to be.
Like I said,
almost gets there.
He'll be almost literally twice the age Mark Sanchez was when you guys went there. Okay, I have to leave it here in the interest of.
Rất đơn giản từ đây nhé. Thương hiệu của mình đây nhá, mình sẽ sử dụng 3 màu sắc như thế này để làm màu cam, màu vàng và màu xanh. Mình sẽ kết hợp lại với nhau nha mọi người. Sử dụng kim móc len và kéo. Rồi, giờ mình sẽ bắt đầu làm. Đầu tiên mình dùng cái phần màu cam trước, sẽ gỡ lên ra để làm. Bây giờ sẽ móc vào này. Móc một cái hình tròn nha mọi người. Móc một hình tròn bằng cái cắt